Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War, the Great War mod. Last time around, we defeated the British as they were invading in Brittany. Today, we're gonna go ahead and put Estonia under new management. But before we do that, we need to bring in the artillery. So, we'll have to end turn, and then we can go ahead and attack them. Right, I wasn't expecting the Russian Navy to come out this quickly. I mean, I knew there was more of it, because I had my scout planes. I had drawn them way up to St. Petersburg just to check the area, so I knew there was a second fleet. Didn't know that it was actually heading this way, ready to attack me. Seems like we're at equal size, roughly. 4, 5, 6, 7 of their major ships against 7 of our major ones. Starts with the battle cruiser is the last ones with long range. The only difference here is they've got they've got one more smaller ship against us, but otherwise it's quite equal, so it definitely sits right with it being 50-50. Right, I wasn't expecting to do this. I was expecting to quickly annex Estonia, or not annex it, put it under new management, and then going down to Hindenburg and attack the Italians. But we're starting off with a naval battle, I guess. And so the battle is off. I was kind of caught by surprise here that we actually came into range this quickly. It's kind of hard to tell the range when it's as far as this. I have moved the groups into 2 groups. The smaller ships, which don't have the range, and then the big ships that have the range. And the idea was, as the Russian fleet was moving down through here, as we can see they were going, or I should do this. They were starting up here, moving like this. My idea was to go kind of wide and then come through at the back, hitting the back of the column. But I went too close to the sun, and so now we're bombarding each other. We've taken quite heavy damage, especially to the Admiral. He's only got 18 cannons left. But we can see that there's quite the gap here in the Russian line, and now a lot of the bigger ships are steaming away all the way back here, while my fleet is now lining up. I mean, the Russians started off. They started off with having their big fleet cover, or the big ships cover the smaller ones. But now the big ones have just steamed away from the smaller fleet, leaves it open for me to destroy. These guys don't have the range to fire back. So now my large ships coming in well within range and is tearing up the Russian fleet. I should get my secondary fleet to come in here as well. So these guys are not doing hot right now. And we can see the big battleships. It's mostly actually battle cruisers on the side of the Russians. So they're a little bit less hull than the dreadnought battleships and the pre-dreadnought battleships. Kind of wonky how they turn around and come to trying to turn around to aid the small fleet, which is getting utterly destroyed. They do actually have a battle cruiser there, but here we can see the other ships getting heavily bombarded. and put out of action. So even though I took heavy damage to start off with, it looks to be turning around about now. We're gonna turn, as the Russians are coming this way, I want to catch them coming into my line of fire. However, at the same time, of course, the Admiral is very weakened, so I don't want him to get absolutely destroyed as we go in. And I'm thinking that I can get the second fleet. It's gonna be hard to get it to do this the right way. We're gonna set it more along a trajectory to go, if we look on the map, so this fleet is gonna go up here, kind of catch these as they move up, and I'm gonna see if I can get these to come around, come behind, and close in that way from behind, and maybe take the stragglers of the Russian small fleet. Currently, it's important to check the ranges here. I think we're gonna... yeah, we are actually within range, so we should, at this point, turn slightly to the north to make sure that we are firing. Now, the Admiral has only got 15 guns left, and I imagine... most of it is actually on the right side. We got 7 guns on his left side, so he should be able to start laying shots in. And as it is right now, the Russian fleet, as we can see, are turning. So they're making a turn right here, which seems rather odd. That means that I don't really have to go that far. Oh, I should have selected the entire thing. We don't have to go that far north. We can actually turn in a bit, as the Russians are kind of doubling back on themselves. So we need to kind of turn in quite a bit to now from moving in a circle like that. Oh, I notice now the small fleet is coming under fire, most likely from the Russian main fleet. So it could be that they're turning their fleet to go after the small fleet as it goes. But by doing that, even if they manage to get a lot of good hits on the small fleet, I don't care about the small fleet. I mean, these are the kinds of ships that I'm okay with losing, just given that their range is so short. So I'm gonna turn them in to come in through the back here now, while the main fleet should be turning in. Okay, the Russians are turning again. They're turning to the north now. Let's make sure as many of these... okay, they're doubling back on... they're turning... okay, so they're turning north, now they're doubling back, creating a total mess where they present a mighty nice target for my ships to blow to pieces. And I'm gonna be kind of bold with these. I have no interest in keeping them, so I'm gonna push them as close into this. Oh, look at that! Now they're completely disintegrating their line, sending the ships all kinds of ways. This ship has now surrendered. Their admiral is now the lead ship, most likely targeted by all of my ships going along in the big fleet. We have a few, like the admiral. The admiral at this point only has 7 cannons, where in which he's only got 2 to put against. Yeah, it's actually kind of pointless to have him in the group even. The Admiral, and then this ship right here also. It's about to almost sink. I'm gonna pull that one out of the group. So we're gonna pull the Admiral away. This ship and the Admiral's gonna be pulled out. of the group. But then the group is going to continue forward here. Oh, we've got one coming out. And he's got quite a lot amount of guns, so we need to turn up to face him. And then I'm going to tell the Admiral, this one, surrender the battlecruiser. The Admiral, though, I'm going to tell him to leave. Let's go ahead and check on the second fleet. It's steaming along. It's way out of range. Oh, there goes one of the Russian ships. We're going to go straight into this. We're going to go chase them. .24 guns on this one. He's turning away. He could have done a lot. Okay, so for this ship, we only have 4 guns and it's turning the wrong way. 10 guns on the right side. That's the thing. Oftentimes it's important to check. Yeah, we should really switch sides because we've got more guns on the other side. For a lot of these ships. I think this one's... no, all of them actually needs to kind of turn. So we should actually... my fleet should actually double back on its own. So it should come around, something like that. It's a bad angle, but what can I do right now? Still quite even. Although it looks like possibly the small fleet could be the game changer. As they're coming up through the back, they'll actually have reasonable amount of guns left, ready to put against the enemy. So we're gonna, I mean, this is a bad maneuver to do within the range of the enemy's fire, but I kind of need to do that because, well, we've got so few guns facing the enemy right now, and we're just hoping the second fleet will be able to... the second fleet should actually turn now. I wish it was faster to actually catch up to these. Let's see how my turn is going. Ooh. What? This one? All the way back here? Why did you start to set on fire? So yeah, my large fleet is not doing well at this point. I've got one here with good amount of cannon. What are the Russians doing now? They're turning in a weird way and coming straight for us. We've lost another one of the big ones. You don't actually need to turn because you got 7, 34. You don't actually need to turn. Oh, you're out of guns. Except forward guns, I imagine. This is not going too great. Forget about the turn. Okay, I'm running out of big ships here. 13, 35, 14, 20, 44. They still got 5 of their larger ships. I really only have 1 of mine with any decent amount of cannon on it. And at this point, we've got 3 ships lined up, surrendered, ready for the enemy to take. Which is bad. Why are you so... I'm gonna break up this group now. Everyone for themselves, and I want you to gun it straight into the enemy fleet. 7 guns, I'm gonna send you away. And you have... yeah, you have too few guns as well. It's only really this one that has any guns left. I wasn't expecting the Russians to bring such a fleet to bear on me. Surrendered, you should be able to get out of here. Right? Or the jumping off the ship just as it passes out of the battle zone. I mean, the battle is unfortunately lost here. I'm firing up the rear of the column, but oh, we've got 24 guns on the other side, do we? Yeah. Now he's turning his guns towards us. But it's only these two ships that are kind of turning against us. 10 guns, 18. 18 to 12. It's not good. Yeah, I think it might be just it's best and save as many ships as possible here. Looks like my attack on Finland isn't gonna work out because, well, the Russians actually turned around and gave my fleet a good beating here. It's difficult with the angling, of course, when you when the range of the ship is so far that you can't even see it, more or less. I mean, at this point I could fire at the very back ship here. It means that all of these ships are able to fire back as well, if they weren't all lined up, basically covering each other. I mean, the only good thing we can take from this is kind of that the AI rarely repairs its ships. So while I'll be able to repair the ships that will get away here, the enemy won't. Are these ships firing even when retreating? I don't think so. Now the enemy actually got close enough for me to fire a little bit on them. Not a lot though, but still be able to inflict a little bit of damage as we roll out. Better to give them a little bit of spanking before we go. I mean, huh. Suddenly, they kind of threw away their advantage by coming this close to the small fleet. And suddenly they are losing guns like left, right and center, and they're going straight into us. It's really this one, that one battle cruiser, that's the main difficulty here. So if I could reduce that one, wouldn't be too bad. Can you possibly get around that? It's gonna pass really close to this ship.
One of our ships is withdrawing from the fight.
See about that. Oh. Crap. 11 guns. Yeah, 11 guns, there's no guns to speak of. However, this one's got still 11 to one side, as it just took a beating and lost loads of them. Yeah, it's best to try and save these now. Just get everyone out of here. It looks pretty bad though. We've got quite a few of our ships that have surrendered. So we got one over there, battle cruiser. That's 4 ships captured by the Russians. And then I don't know how many more destroyed. These are, they're outside the zone. So I don't know if they count. Well, that's an additional 2. Go on. Get out of here. Russians decide to sail with us to the very end. And we might as well fire on them as we go out. Is he running to block me? The bastard. Yeah, he is. I'm trying to get as many of my ships as possible. Oh, one exploded. That's actually good, because that means the Russians won't get it. Damn, now there's no guns on either side here. Right, let's leave. And
all hope is lost, sir. This battle is
it's
almost
over.
done.
Tough fight. This time the Russians came up on top. But given that the AI never really repairs its fleets, should be hopeful. I mean, really we need to see what kind of ships were salvaged out of this battle. But this was a tough one. Okay, so looking at the statistics, we can see that they deployed 13 ships against our 12. They lost 2, we lost 4. They have 11 ships remaining after the fight. We have 6 ships remaining after the fight, because if you look at this, you can see that also 2 of our ships were captured. The Nassau was the only one that got a confirmed kill. I don't really know how that works with the ships, but yeah, we definitely lost a lot there. It could be that Nassau is the only one that has confirmed kill, because Nassau is the only one that might have gotten a kill that's still alive in my fleet. So I only have 2 of the long-range ships now, I think. I don't think these have long-range. That's bad. Technological advance tanks! Does that mean that I can reconnaissance plane in France, reconnaissance plane? Does that mean that I can recruit tanks now? Let's see. Yes! Sturmpanzerwagen A7V Hercules. Well, now the Russians are gonna get it. We're gonna roll tanks onto them. Although I probably wouldn't say that tanks are optimal for the Russian countryside. I imagine they are quite slow moving. Could be better used against the Italians. Can I? Yeah, I can build tanks here. 8 turns though. I'd imagine at the point that we get the tanks out, we are all done. Capturing 8 turns is quite a lot. 8 turns though would be about the time that I could invade England, maybe. Get the English, or get... it seems like they're... Ooh, are they pushing armies?
Oh, hello.
Ooh, they're gonna go... Are they gonna go across here? Yeah, the Irish don't have a navy to block. Damn. I should have foreseen this. I didn't think the AI was gonna march that way. We could have sent something, just any type of fleet, just to give the Irish a little bit of a head start there. Give them a little bit of aid just by blocking this crossing point. Looks like the British are sending quite the force to deal with the Irish. It's going to be difficult to hold that area though, given that it's going to get capital status. Dublin's going to get capital status when that is captured. It's going to, you know, cause a lot of counter revolts against the British unless they're able to garrison it properly. I mean, it's guaranteed at least once. Even the AI with all its advantages wouldn't be able to stand against that. Okay, so my plans for this episode was completely topsy-turvy. It completely turned around. And we got an extra spy plane. I'm going to send it here. Also, because not only because of the fleet battle, but the Italians are able to reinforce this area with a second army. So now there's 2 armies ready to reinforce this one that's holding the bridge. Luckily, I've got a second army coming in here. So Hindenburg should be fine. What if Hindenburg decided that he wasn't going to go against these, and instead he's going to slip across the bridge and attack Milan instead? They're focusing too much over here. Or I could do it as a ruse, start moving towards this side, still be in range to go to the bridge, having this army move back to try and defend this area, while then both of these combined turn on the bridge and smash our way through. 8 turns. It's going to be hard to get the tanks into fighting. We'll definitely have to do... I mean, what I need to do is I need to get a huge fleet of ships I need to start building tons of ships ready to smash the enemy fleet. And I need to get all proper fleets. Not these small, useless... Oh, these had 2000 range. These have 2000 range. And then the destroyer. I was thinking I was gonna remove some of these, but these do have these are pre-dreadnoughts. So all the I mean, we've got 4 then. 4 ships firing at long range. Now it said the Russians still had what, 11, but I can only see 6 here. Or am I mistaken? Okay, so everything of that happened, but at least we've got something done by dealing with these guys. So, out-resolve. Still lost 500 men. Got lots of trains out of that. And we cannot actually release Estonia. I was pretty sure Estonia was one of the countries you could release. Am I mistaken here? Okay, occupy. Might be as well. We get another port. Okay, so that was the fleet I probably saw. Can I recruit tanks here? Yes, I can! Perfect, because this could be used for the jump to here. And, I mean, as much as I would have liked to use my main fleet to come here to pick this army up, move it to Finland, I got a port right here where I can build, start building ships. It's gonna take 8 turns for most of these. I get battle cruisers. They have a little bit lower hull, but they 7 turns instead of 8. I'll be able to get 2 per port, and I have owned tons of ports. Now I wish I actually didn't release these guys. That would have put another port in the Baltic where I would have gotten... what, 8 ships out per 8 turns? That would have been nice. Now we just get 6. I do have a lot going through the channel. We have tons of ports here. We've got 3 through there and then an additional over there. But all of this, of course, has to try and navigate and get out through all of the British and French ships everywhere. So I'm not sure that's gonna go too well. Artillerists. I've complained about this before, but you always get all of these nice stuff in outer assaults. You never get them when you play it yourself. Like, he got 3 of these. I mean, you're lucky to get 1 if you're or if you play it yourself. And often, I mean, it's more impressive to play it yourself, so it's kind of odd that it's set up that way. But that's a normal, I would say that's pretty normal Napoleon bug, right? Right. Well, there's not much more to do today. I think the time of this episode is long enough as it is. So, I'll say as I always say. Hopefully, you guys still enjoyed it. And hopefully, I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.